Who is the best demon in Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance? Konohana Sakuya. But that's the boring answer. Healing and support may be a crucial aspect of combat, but what about the demons she's actually supporting? Who's the best attacker in the game? Masakado. But he's a super boss. And also boring. What about a demon who's as strong as Masakado, viable all the way until the end of the game, and isn't a super boss or DLC? Well, I happen to know one demon who will fit the bill quite well, and her name is Agrat. Part of the Kadishtu from the Canon of Vengeance route, Agrat is in my eyes one of the best demons in the game, and this is because of her utility. Being proficient in multiple types of magic, healing, and boasting one of the most ridiculous unique skills and traits in the game. But more on that in time. First, I want to show you how you can build Agrat to be the best she can be for multiple stages of the game. So with that said, let's get into it. The great thing about SMT5 is the inclusion of Essence Fusion, which can allow demons to inherit any skills they want. This significantly lessens the need for a complicated fusion path, but for the sake of starting from the top, let's demonstrate how we would. Agrat is a special fusion who requires 3 demons: Set, Ifrit, and Queen Mob. The last 2 are actually recruitable demons that you can find in the wild. Ifrits are on the 3rd block of the new Shakan dungeon, and Queen Mobs are found close to the center of Taito. As for Seth, I came up with a nice little fusion path for him. Take Agrat's fellow Kadishtu, Asheth, and fuse her with Ananta, passing down the skill Murderous Glee. Once that's done, fuse Agrat with Murderous Glee, and the other skills don't matter. Now that she's fused, I want to talk about what makes her so special. Like I said before, Agrat has proficiency in fire and ice magic, along with healing. Fire and especially ice are very common enemy weaknesses in the endgame, and her high magic stat ensures that she can capitalize on this. She also learns the full party healing spell Meteor Rahan, but it's honestly way too expensive even at plus 5 potential, so it's better to run Meteor Rama instead. But who am I kidding, you're probably playing with Sakuya anyways. But there are 2 things that set Agrat apart from other demons, and what make her one of the strongest options available: her unique skill, and her trait. Queen's Decree is frankly ridiculous. 12 hits of weak almighty damage for a total cumulative base power of 300, which is the same base power as skills like Glacial Blast and Ragnarok when hitting a single target. However, unlike those skills, all the hits will trigger. But would you believe me if I said her trait makes this skill even stupider? Kadishtu Artifice gives her and the other Kadishtu the ability to crit off magic, and for being a mage, Agrat's crit rate is shockingly high. Like, it's rare to see her not crit, especially since we gave her Murderous Glee, a skill that more than doubles her crit rate. To demonstrate just how effective this is, I want to give an example. And special thanks to Robin from Robin and Sever for helping me uncover the formulas. Say you have a base level Agrat with no fusion miracles unlocked. She's level 68 and has 39 luck. Now let's pit her against the highest level normal enemy in Taito, Yamata no Orochi, who's level 72 and has 40 luck. The equation for crit rate goes as follows: the attacker's luck plus 10 divided by the enemy's luck plus 10 is the root value. So 49 divided by 50 is 0.98. Then the base value is the attacker's level plus 10 divided by the enemy's level plus 10 added to the root value squared, all multiplied by 3. This gives us a value of 5.735. Next, take the base value and multiply it by the values of Murderous Glee and Bloody Glee. I'm not positive if they stack multiplicatively or additively, but for this example, we're only looking at Murderous Glee, so we don't have to worry about that. So that's 5.735 times 2.5 is roughly 14.4. Finally, take that number and multiply it by the level disparity, in our case 0.93, along with any difficulty modifiers and any other character's innate skills that would boost crit rate, like Asheth or Glaciolobulus. Since we only have to deal with level disparity, our final crit rate is 13%. But here's the kicker. Every one of the 12 hits of Queen's Decree has that 13% chance. So subtracting 13 from 100 gets us 87, and raising that 87% to the power of 12 gives us an 18% chance that none of the hits will crit. Or, more impressively, an 81% chance that at least one of the 12 hits will crit. And running the math against multiple enemies will yield similar results. This is absolutely insane, and what makes Agrat great for damage and generating press turns. But how about we finish off by finalizing the build and giving a demonstration. So right now, we have an Agrat who knows Queen's Decree, Mabufudine, Agudine, Diamrita, Almighty Pleroma and Bufubarium from Fusion Level Up, and Murderous Glee. That gives us one empty skill slot to work with, and to fill it, I recommend Resist Electric to patch up her one weakness. Resist Electric can be found on Kelpie, Haravanaba, Black Ooze, or Valkyrie. The easiest to get are Haravanaba and Black Ooze, as both are pretty early on in the Fairy Village. However, if you prefer Null Electric, you can get that through Lachesis and Taito. Finally, I think we can all agree that Queen's Decree needs to be as strong as possible. So Mabufudine, Agudine, her healing skills, and Bufubarian can be replaced. Although if you want to keep them, that's totally fine because of Agrat's versatility. What I personally recommend replacing them with is Safeguard, to ensure that missing won't cost any turns, Resist Physical to prep for super bosses, and Enduring Soul so she can survive one lethal attack. Safeguard can be purchased from Gustav's shop off Ifrit's Essence. You can also level up Ifrit so he'll learn it naturally and incorporate that into the fusion path, but... Resist Fizz can be found on Cerberus' Essence in the Asakusa district of Taito. However, Algami Type D, which is located at the end of Taito, is a renewable source, and Enduring Soul is also on Cerberus. And finally, once you reach the endgame, add High Almighty Pleroma, which can be gotten by beating Metatron in the Temple of Eternity, or by beating Shiva, in addition to Satan and Masakado providing a renewable source. Although they're way harder super bosses than Shiva, so I recommend either getting it from him or Metatron. And now for the demo. This was taken from the Masakado video I posted on the channel. If you can tell from her animation, Queen's Decree crit 5 times. Additionally, a concentrated Queen's Decree with max buffs and debuffs and a Mokotoki critical gave what seems like an average of 395 damage per hit, which combined likely did over 4,700 damage. Absolutely nuts for a magic attack. But Jaffinator, I hear you ask. That's great and all, but against the other super bosses, the skill isn't as effective because it's multi-target. And to that I say, still use it because of its insane crit rate, but if you want focus damage, swap it for either Trisagion or Ice Age, and apply the appropriate high and regular Palomas. Here's the best essences where you can find these skills. Well, that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed seeing the Crit Witch in action, and if you want to see more, please consider liking, subscribing, and commenting to help build a community. Until next time, this is Jaffinator, signing off.